Okay, welcome back to another episode of Disco Elysium. Let's check out the upstairs of the bookstore. Shelf of crime novels. These shelves are overburdened with books on the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. A couple spook novels hide amidst the detective books, thrilling tales of spycraft and enduring do. Storekeep, what's this crime fiction? Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort that all out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective. Note: reading about Dick Mullen will not actually make you a better detective. Look at the display of books. Crime fiction is a disgrace, an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes and arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives, not to mention not a single mention of all the stress of work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction doesn't just tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of books found on the shelf? Sure thing. You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen, The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affairs of Dick Mullen. Killing is Declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. A Final Case of Dick Mullen. Obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Dillon. Mick Mullen dies? Oh no, it turns out he faked it to solve a case. Is there any more? Yes, there's also The Dame Who Did It, Farewell My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope with the Mullen series. The Morbid Tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen, another one with fake death. And of course, Dick Mullen's the murderer. In order to catch the murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to what the question that matters most. Who is Dick Mullen? Failure. It seems just very close by. Seems like I could win that one. I'm gonna try again because I have a pretty recent save. I can get right to that point real fast. Because that was an 83% chance roll. I'll do it one more time, and then we'll go on. I don't know, like if it's a new roll every time you load. It seems like it is, but I'm not sure if you have to do something different for it to randomize. Like if you just do the same action over and over again, will it give you different results? Or do you take a different order? Success. Guess you don't have to do too much. The quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. What do we have here? Mistaken Identity. A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has a few days to prove his innocence. Why does this speak to me? Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Yeah. It's got to be something else. Perhaps you're drawn to the dark. Perhaps you're drawn to the dark and nourished atmosphere. No, it's not it either. It's because of the smoking dame and the silky red dress in the cover that's giving you a hard-on? Wait, no, that's not what's happening. Yes, it is. The bulge in her pants is embarrassingly obvious. Something the matter, detective? Nope, we're all good here. Kim, would you describe this woman as a smoking dame? The attendant narrows his eyes and contemplates a book for a moment. She certainly fits that description, providing she's your type. Alright, well, I'll buy that later when I have money. Tomb of Fascist Magic, rather candid. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. A quaint picture book. Brochure, very colorful. Save the game again, so I don't have to do that stupid skill check. Set of biographies. The plaque with the shelf reads biographies of famous people. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell. Storekeep. Anything of note in the shelf? I would say the woman humps herself. The greatest innocence, yes, most certainly. It's the most important educational tool, delving deep into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocent etic power. Who or what is innocence and innocence? A very influential historical figure, but surely you don't have to tell you that. She waves her hand, as if casting aside the thought. You're a law officer, and law officers should at least have some education. The book is very daring. The author claims to re-examine the universal misunderstandings of the inocetic system, creating a fresh vantage point and shift of the entire order of things. I thought it was about which one of these instances is the coolest or greatest. Perhaps for a layman, the deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings. Do words seem vague and abstract to you? So do you recommend it? Certainly. It is prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise. Success. You feel like you should get this one, definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside. Alright. Look through the display books. Browsing of all the books and the names make your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's just a vapid egoism. Suddenly a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Earer and Alfie Deltraz by Celia Averbrook. What's it about? Chronicles romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver Jacob Earer. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Earer's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Ugh. Next to that, a Rivochellian radio personality, Gil Lemur Brewery, stands in the front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting the real-life crime and the ruining cops' days. I really must insist you buy one of the books, interrupted the shop. Reading them is not free. You do still browse through, but not for long. Sorry, did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead, take your time. Take your time. Time is commerce. Okay. Save it again. Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insuludien, a map of Revachol, a map of Martinez. Look at the map of Insulud. I don't know how to say these words. Insulid. Large map displays an archipelago. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the ocean. The large northeast is Lacau. Another far away in the southwest, Seminoles Islands. What else? A bunch of other word islands. They're all specks of dust in the vastness of the On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of white, dotted lines, black and white. Disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, I don't know why visual calculus is there. It's weird. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Kalu. In a bookstore. It's you. Squint first. Can you see cities on the islands? You can on Kalu, Revachol, a single black star, and Ozone, Fond de l'Air, and Vermadux on our archipelagos, Ground Mount, for a whole bunch of words. 850 million people live on these little dots, an ocean world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. Look at the edges. The oceans break apart, a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Mundi is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Smar is the east azimuth. Sol is the west azimuth. Isolates, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Worlds past Insuladanian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. Map of Revachol. The north coast of the verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the river Esperant. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting the city blocks to river islands. La Delta, says a great heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hills, La Jadarn, Stella Maris, the suburbs of St. Baptiste, swallowed up into their megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East, west of the river. Corey, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Famberg. It's almost as bad and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst. You feel you're just west of Coal City, somewhere above Jamrock and close to Coal City. So we're near the one that says it's bad, and Coal City, which is the worst. Look at the map of Martinez. It's not really a map, it's a tourist thing. A picture, postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. It's still detailed. It could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see jagged boxes of Industrial Harbor, even wiggling in rags there. Shopkeep, can I buy these maps? I'm sorry, officer, the map of the Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore, and besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though. They might not be. Look at the map of Martinez. It's 90 cents, though. Why is the Martinez one so cheap? That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce up the place 4 or 5 years ago. They removed the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed new street lamps. The place does not look like a successful tour trap, does it? That happened when? Good chance to steal it. They didn't get far for some reason. It's a shame the project never got going. It would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins is bad for business. I will see if I can steal it instead of paying for it. Success. You peek at the shopkeep. I'm waiting for her to be distracted. When she's not looking, you deftly rip the map off the bulletin board and pocket it. You're now the proud owner of a map of Martinez, which, to be honest, doesn't even cost that much. So now I think I can go. So if I click map. So it must be. I don't know where I am. I'm thinking I'm over here somewhere, right? This is this is where we were, and now we're down here. Yeah, so we're here, I think, in this bookstore. I guess. And this is where the murder happened. This is a hotel. Alright. Save it again, because we got that success. This bookstore is strictly not about crime, romance, and biographies for famous people. It also has a wide range of paranatural literature. Storekeep, what books are these? Sir. No browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not free. I can't have you end up like opening a police store next door, stealing my customers. Oh no. Look through the shelf. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dunnis. It's about wholeness, unity, and balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on the shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. Does that work? It serves platitudes while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind that people don't have access to, which costs a lot more than the book, is garbage, and it would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, wellness, unity, balance. On the other hand, it can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal, it's because your mind... When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. Does the book say anything else? The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium, even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from, and how to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who's destroyed your liver, and there's even a chapter on the great ancient Saranese tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and cure sexually transmitted diseases. Pre- and post-factum apply. Nothing worth buying. Another boring book just discarded here. I think that's it there. Alright, let's check out this curtain thing. Open the curtains. You can see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Simonese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen. A small, terrified O escapes from the palisades as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. That's a crazy face. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Looks like Gilman Lamore, that hair poster. Who I ever thought about? Oh no, that's a Lemillion. Warded door. A heavy door with missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Simonese trinkets and charms. Appears to be locked. Unlock the door with a key. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides open, letting a draft of cold air into the room. Cam, maybe you should go first. Detective, you're the one in charge. Lieutenant motions toward the door. Open the door and enter. Sand is dripping from a punch bag. Oh, he wants to talk to me.
What is this place?
It's another world, beyond the veil. No, it's a gem, he disagrees. It looks as though no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on. Some specks of dust shimmer and a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark. An eerie feeling rises in your chest. What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages? Yes, because it's closed. No one need to look for supernatural explanations to where but now one will do. Now let's move on, shall we? Shot put ball. Poster says Citrus Fortis. Smells of leather and sweat. Worn out war balls. They look unsafe. I wonder if your flashlight has a lifetime. Probably not. A barbell lies on the floor. The color is worn off of the plates. Physical instrument. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast is dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. It's a safety hazard. +1 notice collars. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There are no collars on this barbell. You're right. The weights may fall off. Better not touch it then. What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony. It would be a violation of Epinus safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. Apparently no one has come here anymore. Is there really nothing else to do in here? Oh, there. The hallway is blocked by old window panes and debris. Wild animal stares you from the dark, stuffed and mounted. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. The airship rotors covered in spiderwebs remind you of blades. Naked mannequin torso, a strange yellow color. But where are the clothes used to display? Blue velvet, soft to touch, moth-bitten. Alright, can I go in this room? Steel rotor blades, bearing a Shipstream logo. Skis with slipstreams printed on the blue laminate top layer. Conceptualizations. Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here. I don't get it. Looks like the skis and rotor blades both bear the same Slipstream logo. It seems that they started out making one and failed to turn a profit, then pivoted to producing the other. The question is, what did they start with and what did they pivot to? That's a good question. What a strange leap of imagination, yet they still failed. How sad. Reality is ruthless. Take that. Gained filament memory. What the hell is that? Cube-like crisscross filaments, oddly fragile in your hand. Its intricate structure covered in dust. The silver tape on the side reads production schedule. Note, this filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Alright. Ooh, some money. More money. And go backwards and make sure I got all the monies or whatever. Yeah, I think I got everything we've seen so far. Almost up to about $30 I need. Save it again. In case there's some dumb ghosty that we have to fight. Talk to at least. Project Dreadboard. Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned on the board. Inspect the drawings. These lithe, pointed-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You can make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with their organs shining under their skin, even an aethel welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. You should adopt one of these welkins as your persona. No longer mere man, but a welkin. One of these welkins, towering amongst the rest, appears to be different somehow. Examine the welkin. This is important. It's Varhamir, a high welkin. His face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welcome races will be purged. The Hardul, the Dorig, the humans, and even the headless men, all of them purged. Imagine a world filled with only welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all. I can't help but make a comment. An enormous amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. Who are these creatures? Who drew them? Are they real? I have so many questions. Looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Why would you spend so much time on this? Some people like building a world, I think, even if it's just a game. Oh, he's a supremacist. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Kim nods at the welkin facial hair. Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the welkins. Check out the photos. Photo collage depicts barren icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dreaded trees growing under the snow. Entire oceans have frozen from shore to shore. These pictures of settlements on dried upriver beds, abandoned in a storm, animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rags built into glaciers by Boral Jurog, yurts of the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, the heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as the Wirral becomes untethered from the sun, drifting through the universe. Inspect the schedule. This is clearly a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily, mimnine, and GPI span the grid-drawn marker of the grand scheme of production and money. It looks like looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Mini-meme, it stands for mini meeting. Part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago, but failed. Keep reading what happened. Time goes on, the numbers of boxes grew rarer and rarer. The board becomes empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region. Lieutenant looks at the frigid, icy field with nothing includes. Looks like they didn't make it. Inspect the notes. A note at the bottom corner of the chalkboard says, see proud schedule filament for details. The handwriting is partly legible. You can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, rural untethered, heat death of the universe. The full text reads, heat death of the universe is the new black. Another note says, the biggest advancement in role-playing party system since the 30s. So, basically trying to make a role-playing game, looks like. Cool. Mainframe. This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a weird framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer. It's a radio computer, says the lieutenant, watching you circle around the machine, just sitting there without anyone in sight. He sounds surprised and a bit cautious. What do you mean when these things cost money? Why wouldn't anyone just leave it behind? This is the RIM Civic Radio Computer Model RC5120 equipped with a field mainframe and a RIM-compatible printer. Think I should turn on the machine? We have one of these down at the station, but I never learned how to use it. Turn the machine on. The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal, stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. Look at the compartment. It's empty, like a beehive without a brood. Some cables have been left tangling, disconnected. Insert the production schedule. Like a smooth drawer, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. Hit play. A bar of fabric lights above the keyboard, starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Static gets louder, filling up the abandoned hall until voices speak out, crackling the old, cutting into the air. Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Rue Saint Gazille. This is East Insulator Repeater Station 1. I repeat, is this the production schedule? Are you a machine or are you alive? Yes, I'm alive. I'm 47 years old. My name is Vaughn. Could you please repeat? This is the production schedule. Lieutenant whispers into your ear. She repeats passwords, programming people. Now, please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Lieutenant whispers in your ear. She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am? I work as a repeater at the East Insulating Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I'm sitting in my cubicle surrounded by a wall of radios. Now, please tell me the reason for your call, Fortress Accident. Why did you call me Fortress Accident? Fortress Accident is the company whose name on the terminal you're using has been registered to. Do you have any information about the company? One moment. You hear her flip through a catalog before read out others' care. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says. That's not bad. And what's this? An interactive on-call radio game. Any other static drowns the response? Any other questions? You're asked back when the connection finally improves. What's the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. Right, thanks for the... That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core? Yes. Good. Please repeat the password. The password. Of course there would be a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Give me a hint. No. Is my birthday? Still no. This is the police. I am conceptually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder, Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament. Afraid we're not doing that unless we want to wait for a month. Now, please repeat the password. Don't know the password received. I will register this login attempt. Don't worry, passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later. That's all for now. Press print. Nothing happens. Okay, so to find the dumb password. Scribbled across the notebook. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. $2 morale. Nice. The wind howls from the coal chute above. That's an evil-looking bear. Oh, do I have 3 more on now? Weird. Ice bear fridge. You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in his belly. The door is covered in frost and the bear's eyes are glowing red. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? What is this thing? It looks like a gigantic ice bear. Lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out a mysterious belly door. Crack open the door. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself inside a refrigerator. Lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. Relax, Kim. It's a fridge. Of course, a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door. Let's take a look inside. Shelves are empty. All you see is a crumpled ice cream wrappers of the brand Riversol Ice City. The handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. Take the note. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it to the door. Examine the ice cream wrappers. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from the cellophane wrapper. Looks like nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. What's a giant bear doing in here? Good question. Looks like an ice cream fridge. The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers, studies in the light. So they tried to sell ice cream from this hypo carnivore? I know, what an unfortunate marketing choice. Even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day. The lieutenant points at the red, snarky cable running from the edge of the fridge. The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill in this thing must be catastrophic. Close the door. Maybe we can turn it off. The ice cream maker defrosted and unplugged. The flashlight casts a strange shadow. There's a hidden doorway. Two rusty files are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable. Hole in the wall. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see. Where are we? Look around in the secret room. Look, there's a hole in the wall. Yes, there is. There'll also be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look? Okay, I do. Your hand reaches deep in the darkness, and spider webs rummaging around. You find rusty rifles hidden away. Rifles, Kim. Any good? Inspect the rifles. Most of them are rusty and inoperable to the rest, but one catches your eye, a bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, better than cosmetic others. Looks nice. Take the rifle. An old Bell Magarve from the Revolution. Tennis notes with approval. Seems no longer functional, but still beautiful thing in its own way. What does this mean, a rifle here? It means there are firearms, I'll bet inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future. Where are we? Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at those old rifles, he points out, looking at the rifles on the ceiling. Must be an old weapons cache. Someone has stuck busted guns beneath the ceiling.
Yes?
Alright, well, that's a good stopping point for the episode. We'll continue searching the bookstore in the next one. Thanks for watching.